All right. Whoa, that's insane. What the fuck? All right. Settings, advanced audio properties, monitor off. There we go. All right. So, let's see. All right. So, you guys should be able to hear me. I'm sorry about that. All right. Let me know. Yeah, that's some bullshit. All right. Okay, there we go. All right, can you guys hear me now? Let me know in the chat. Can you guys hear this? Are we live? Let me know. I feel sexy right now. Oh, yes. There we go. All right. So, I kind of fix it. I just need to fix one more thing and we'll be going. Give me 1 second. Here, we'll introduce you guys to the new one. This isn't supposed to use a green screen at the moment, but it's okay. Where is my Chrome properties? Boom. Let's go to Chrome. All right. There we go. All right, let's see if our desktop audio works. Guys, we're working out some kinks with some, as you can see, some new stuff. I've got to create the separate YouTube one, but we are going to hide the audience interact. There we go. But there's just some straight up intense shit going on with the Johnny Depp trial. Loud and clear. Awesome. Awesome. So, I'm sorry, guys, for the lateness. We had some, as you can see, technical difficulties. We're doing some cool stuff. We'll go ahead and gotta fix this really quickly. I appreciate all of you guys bearing with us. So, I say us, but really it's just me. It's just me. I'm just doing my thing. My son left a giant mess in my room, too, so that's a beast. Create new, and this is YT chat. We're gonna hit OK, and then come down here, go here, go there, go boom, 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 boom. Oh, you guys gotta hear like new intro music. So there's a lot of stuff happening. Sorry. I apologize. What can I say? I'm just fucking awesome, what can I say? So, here, let's pop this out. Grab this and Control C. Go over here and we're gonna change this to 480 by 850. And hit OK. Boom. Ooh. Whoa, that was interesting. Properties. Ah, I see what happened. There we go. Woot, woot, and then transition. Ha! It is working. All right, let's damn, sorry I blew you off. I was doing lunch with Microsoft. Then interact. There we go. Hit X. Yeah, I'll keep talking. It's fine. It's fine. So we're going to do this to 650. And there we go. Boom. 725. There we go. It's 725 is the magical number. Beautiful. All right. So this is where we're going to be talking about stuff. And hopefully what will happen is when I make the magic happen, I'll go to the bottom corner over here, right? Sorry, it's a little inverted. I'll go to the bottom corner over here, and then this will become our screen. And everything will be sexy. So, yeah. Anyways, guys, how's everyone doing tonight? Oh, are we really talking about waxing our eyebrows right now? Lord Jesus. The things I get myself into. Oh, I forgot to change shirts, too. Oh, damn it, I gotta do the stream shirtless now. Fuck. God damn it. All right, well. It's a beast. Oh my God. I'm sexy and I know it. Okay, sorry, I had a moment. We can go ahead, and since we have this over here, we don't need this anymore. Okay, that's cool. You're carrying on in chat? Absolutely. Carry on. Carry on, soldier. Carry on. This is great. What do you guys think of the new layout? What's up? Do you like it? Is it awesome? How do you guys feel about it? Talk to me. Put a lot of work into this. When do I go in the corner? I haven't finished the transition yet. I also have a stinger that's going to transition us, so there's no longer like a hard transition like this right here that's about to happen. Like this, that hard transition, we're not going to do that anymore. There's going to be a roll that happens that goes through, and it rolls out, and it puts the cardboard castle up there, and then it rolls away, and that's how we're going to switch between screens. No more hard transitions, so that's the thing. There we go. What's up, John Echo? I haven't forgotten about your buddy, by the way. I'm going to get him those sources, so we're good to go there. Just having a little bit of a personal issue. So I went to go message you guys, and neither one of you are on my Discord. And I don't really use DMs because they're flooded. I have lots of people flooding my DMs, so that's a thing. One of the things I'm trying to get working is I created a custom. So I get notified when on YouTube when someone subscribes, and I'm trying to get it to do a subscriber notification, but that shit ain't working. So, you know, what can you say? What can you say? So, guys, there was some craziness today, and sometimes the mic gets scratchy. Really? Let me make sure that we're using our NVIDIA. Ah, I see what's happening. Here we go, guys. There. How about that? That should be much, much better. Much, much better. Much, much better. There we go. Adjusted the sound levels. I should just sound amazingly sexy. I forgot to put my filter on, man. It's for the background noise. It was just going straight up audio. Can't be having that. Can't be having that. Delete. This one. I'm so happy. Just so happy. All right. Well, cool. That's awesome. That's sexy. We're getting there. Awesome. It's beautiful. So, oh man. Yo, telling you. So it looks like Johnny Depp's ex is going to end up testifying. Also, there was a doctor today who said that he had assessed and diagnosed Johnny Depp from watching his Pirates of the Caribbean's movie. Swear to God, can't make this shit up. So that's what we're going to be looking at here in a moment. I can't make this shit up. I swear to God. Like, it's fucking insane. He literally sat there and said, quote unquote, I made my diagnosis of Mr. Depp based on some of his pirate performances. Swear to God, you can't make this shit up. I'm getting the clip. That's what I'm working on right now. This doc is just I don't know what he thought he was doing, but he did not help their case at all. She's ruining some careers by I wonder how by the end of this trial how many professional careers will Amber Heard have ended by just making them be professional witnesses. Expert witnesses, excuse me. It's holy Jesus. So, here we got this one. Let's see. Here, Dr. David Spiegel. So here we go. Let me make sure that this works.
Sworn testimony, right?
Here, this is what I'm talking about right here. Let's transition. We're going to put this into theater mode. Okay. We'll transition. Boom. Hey, guys, by the way, it perfectly fits when I put things into theater mode. Notice that.
Yes. Okay. But you can, but as an aside, you can judge someone's processing speed at any time. Like I'm judging yours right now, you're judging mine. We all judge processing speed as a baseline because of what we know about each other. I would say your processing speed right now is not slow. So, I mean, we're judging processing speed. I'm just saying to you.
Yeah. But no, any of Mr. Depp's other portrayals in movies, did that affect?
He literally showed bias on the stand, which expert witnesses are not supposed to have. How does he qualify that Johnny Depp is a
when he wasn't in movies?
idiot?
But Willy Wonka doesn't matter to you?
So give me a second.
You see him in that movie, Charlie and Chocolate Factory? Did you look at that one when you were comparing his processing speed?
Do I have to answer that question, Your Honor?
Was asked.
To answer questions, yes, sir.
No, you'll be happy to know I didn't see Willy Wonka I didn't see 21 Jump Street when it happened, or whatever it was about. No, I did not.
All right.
Do I have to answer that question?
You made a very kind admission, I think, early on in your deposition, that you're not claiming to be a better actor than Mr. Depp. That's correct, isn't it?
100%.
All right. But with respect to acting, you know that actors actually rehearse for their parts and work on the language, diction, timing of their dialogue as part of that rehearsal?
If you say that's, I'm not an actor, so I don't know what goes on. I can't tell you. I have no idea what goes on in acting.
Okay, but you don't know enough about acting to know whether actors rehearse?
Sir, I'm not an expert in acting. I have no idea what an actor does.
Okay.
This guy.
During your deposition,
The lawyer chick put her forehead in her
what
hands.
were
She
the
did.
circumstances under which you decided to call Mr. Depp an idiot?
I'm just going to call Mr. Depp an idiot?
Yeah, you called Mr. Depp an idiot in your deposition. Why
Oh, I
did
think.
you-
Okay. So I think it was in the context. I think it was in the. Probably should read the context of it, because I think the context was, and I'm trying to think back. Okay. And what I thought it was related to was if you're coming to some
This guy
deposition.
is just
Okay, and
out
I'm
there.
thinking back to-
Anyways,
You have.
this was supposed to be a clip, but apparently not. We're not going to re-show Asmongold's piece, but basically, Dr. Spiegel said that Johnny Depp was an idiot in his deposition. He also testified that Johnny Depp appeared to be slow as the effect of drugs, and that he may not be capable of making his own decisions, or arguing that Amber was not allowed to make decisions for him because of his incapability of not being drunk. So basically making the argument that people who have addiction are incapable of making decisions for themselves, therefore their significant others should be able to do it for them, and therefore, because she made statements while Johnny was incapacitated or not able to do things in a way in which normal people would, that somehow she couldn't have been defamatory because she was acting on his behalf. It was such a weird thing. Like, literally, like, he was acting really weird on the stand too. He kept doing this and like weird tics and like weird behaviors and scratching. It looked like he was doing some drugs. I'm just saying. I'm not saying he did. Okay. He got hit pretty hard. I mean, nothing is coming across. I mean, you search his name and nothing is positive for him. And you talked about cognitive decline and saying that somehow Johnny is dumb and stupid. That is, listen, you have a jury who has heard Amber Heard admit that she was physically abusive to this man, that she hit him, struck him, beat him, threw things at him, that she was violently abusive. She's admitted that and had to admit that after audio was put out. You don't win brownie points with a jury by attacking someone who's been a victim of domestic violence and domestic abuse when it's been talked about in court, all right? By belittling them or calling them dumb. Johnny was never under his care. Yeah, exactly. Johnny was never interviewed by him. Johnny was never deposed by him. Johnny was never, he didn't have detailed medical records of Johnny's. None of that. He came to his, what I will call, my personal opinion, were suppositions, okay, about Johnny without ever meeting this man, and tried to testify about it as an expert. This man is just out of his mind. Oh yeah. He started laughing uncontrollably. Oh, also Johnny Depp's bodyguard started laughing uncontrollably and left the courtroom. When he just couldn't control himself. It was insane. And then he goes so far. So guys, narcissism is exceptionally difficult for psychiatrists, even interviewing someone directly, interacting with them, for them to diagnose. It's actually near impossible unless you just have batteries and batteries of tests and you're able to observe the subject over long periods of time, basically 24/7, and identify those. Yeah. It's just... Did the prosecutors hire this guy? No, Jay, the defense did. The defense, Amber Heard's team, hired this guy. Can you guys hear this? Let me know in chat. Is this still going? God damn. They fucked my shit up, man. Fuck my shit up. We're going to chalk this one up to the gods of hell nor high water. Pull up Discord. Hello? Hey, can you see the stream? Is it up?
Hold on.
Yeah. Google Chrome. Restore. YouTube Studio.
Okay, now I can hear you.
All right. Just wondering if it was going again or not.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go. Beautiful. Live. Yeah, we're live right now. There we go. All right. Beautiful. All right. So.
Yep, working.
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 All right. So. Infinite loop. We're going to restart this, guys. Give me 1 second. We're going to get it up and going. We got to make it happen. All right, and we are live again, guys. I'm just fixing all of our sources really quickly because they all changed URIs. There's a little bit of magic that happens in the background, you know? So, anyways, window, properties. Bam. This one should say Steve Carter on Twitter. There we go. Right. We are sexual chocolate. Hit okay.
Right.
I got to fix chat. What's going on, dude? So welcome, man, by the way.
Chilling.
Chilling like a villain?
Yep. Been taking some time off from work.
Oh. How's that going for you?
It's going good. Just the treatment's almost done, so like the tired last leg of it's in, so it's just like super tired all the time. So
Yeah.
don't
You're
want to
on
drive
the
on.
you're on stream, by the way, so I don't want you to disclose
No,
anything.
you're
I don't
good.
want you- yeah.
No, you're
So,
good.
all right, cool. All right, guys. Well, Woot, good to see Northern. He helped me set all this up. Roll call, everybody. If I can see you in the YouTube chat. I see Northern. I see JT. Luna, are you here? Johnny, are you here? Who all we got in the chat? Yeah. So, might as well get it going. All right. I look like trash right now. Excuse me 1 second, guys. I guess we have a shortage of people tonight. It's fine. It is what it is. Man, this is craziness. Oh, hate this shirt. Should have grabbed a shirt while I was down there. All right. Loon should be somewhere, and nah, you don't look like trash. If you did, it would be glittery and sparkly. I am a little glittery right now. It's okay. It's all right. Let's go ahead and transition on over to this. I lost my place, man. We were going in on fucking Amber Heard and all the bullshit. So Kate Moss is gonna apparently testify.
Freaking pulling since.
Yo,
Amber
look at
said
this
that
guy.
thing.
So here it is. So look, like he's doing this and like doing like everybody's like looking like what is going on with him? This man was clearly on drugs when he decided to testify. It was just they were like worried. Like he was seeming to, be doing some. He was just weird. All right. Let me just make the call to the peoples. Gonna get the call out, let everybody know that we're live again. I hate pinging people too much inside of Discord, but sometimes you just gotta. Sometimes you just gotta do it. Yeah, send. There we go. All right. So, no, we were banned from traveling to there due to some law passed about civil rights. What? What's that, Fire Geek? Woot woot. Pure pun on the Amber Poo. Yeah. Dude, it's insane. Like, I don't understand what these people thought they were gonna get out of this. Most people's stupidity is equally shakable and relentless. We're gonna copy these hashtags and we're gonna go and we're gonna make a tweet, guys. We're gonna tweet live. You guys are gonna see me make the magic happen, right? You guys are gonna see me make the magic happen. I don't know how to get the preview of YouTube in here. I think it has to do something with magic I don't have access to. Johnny has 2 ends, by the way, guys. Johnny Amber Heard trial. And yeah, so that should be a thing. Let's see. Twitter, YouTube, preview, and tweet. Let's see. If you copy the link, head over to Twitter and click the compose tweet button and paste it into the tweet. If you click the Twitter icon, it will automatically open to a new tweet with the link. Note, using the link directly on YouTube ensures that the video thumbnail is included in each tweet. Okay, well, let's see. I don't see the Twitter buttons. It says copy link, head over to Twitter, click the compose tweet button, and paste the link directly into the tweet. Okay, so let's hit the Control X. We'll reload it. Why not? Let's see. I don't see a compose. Oh, here, hit the tweet button. There we go. And we're going to hit Control X and then Shift Enter, Control V. Click the link. You know, we're just going to hit tweet and see what happens. See, no, it doesn't put the preview. I got to figure out how people put their preview in there. It's interesting. Her lies are insanity. It's been crazy to watch. And the problem is, guys, is that for people, this is perfect proof of what's been going on. So there is so the reason why people constantly talk about, oh, well, there's no proof that, you know, women lying has been a problem, you know, because, I mean, show us the cases. Well, that's because usually they get filtered out before they make it to trial. But because Amber decided she wanted to go, because they went the civil route, no prosecutor, no judge, nobody gets to make a call on that, right? And so it's insanity. It is insanity. In definition. Yes, I know. My kiddo left his toys out. Okay. I have children. Get over it. They leave messes. I got to clean them up. And I didn't get a chance to vacuum yet. So, let's see. Everybody's missing. You guys are, I need more people in the chat. All right. Well, so it's just insanity. Just insanity. So basically, Johnny Depp, Amber Heard, Depp v. Heard trial. Seems that Kate Moss, of course, we already went over that. Steven Crowder, of course, hopped on the train. A doctor, a medical fucking professional, has diagnosed someone with narcissism from a fucking movie and interviews. Guys, there's a problem here. Luna is taking Luna on a quick walk. It's the fast speech, dry mouth, fidgeting, and combativeness for me. He knows so much because he partakes himself. See, everybody thinks this, man. Everybody thinks that this doctor is just going ham on them drugs, his damn self. You know? So it's quite insane, honestly. Quite insane. It started when my mom met my dad. Oh my god, this is craziness. This psychiatrist made a diagnosis. Yeah, watching the Pirates of the Caribbean, I'm screaming. Yeah. If you can't count Pirates of the Caribbean 6 as possible income for Johnny Depp, you can't count Aquaman 3 as possible income for Amber Heard, ma'am. So they were trying to, in the counterclaim, they were trying to say her getting cut out of Aquaman 3 was a cost for her, but they were trying to argue that you couldn't count Pirates of the Caribbean 6 as a loss of income for Johnny Depp. The thing is that the studio stated that Jason Momoa just didn't fucking like her. Like, yeah. Also, they tried to make a point about Johnny Depp's psychologist that they hired, Dr. Curry. And Dr. Curry diagnosed Amber Heard after hours of clinical sessions. Dr. Spiegel and Dr. Moore never once, both the medical professionals on Amber Heard's side, neither one of them ever met with Johnny. They made their diagnosis from secondhand accounts and watching fucking movies and reading newspaper articles. Well, it is hearsay where they got it from, but their diagnosis is a professional medical opinion. The problem is that how they reached it is problematic, right? Because they never met them. You can't diagnose someone from a distance. It's a known fact in psychology and psychiatry. You don't make diagnoses of people you've never met. Meeting someone is absolutely requisite to making a mental health diagnosis. I mean, and this comes from someone who's been dealing with the mental health field since I was a small child. You know, I've had my fair share of psychologists and psychiatrists, and, you know, I was in a place called Whitaker School. It's just, it's so strange to me that they would think that it is okay to do this. And Amber misrepresents things. Like, she misrepresented Thanksgiving. The video clearly shows that she was the one that was drunk and inebriated and angry. Everyone else was having a good time. Marilyn Manson was recording Thanksgiving. Okay? Marilyn Manson's own assistant was there. She was the one petting the dog in the video. And she directly said, no, Amber's lying. Like, she has nothing to lose. She has nothing to gain from this, right? It doesn't help her to help Johnny, right? She said, no, Amber is lying. She said, Amber tried to say in her UK court thing that she didn't like being drunk. There are countless numbers of people that can state that they have never seen Amber. Every time they have met her, there's never been a time in which she has been sober. For someone who doesn't like being drunk, she sure as fuck is drunk a lot then. Also, there's some excluded evidence that got released or leaked or whatever you want to say, and once it's verified, I'll cover that. But it seems that they excluded her Amazon delivery driver. Wonder why. Yeah, you can't diagnose someone. I'm going to turn this filter off. There's a filter that was included on the webcam itself, and I'm going to turn it off. Filters. We're going to hide the preset filter. There we go.
What the heck? It was like reddish. Now it's clear.
Mm-hmm. So it was like this beautifying filter that they pre-included on this setting that I got for this camera, and I'm just going to go and configure video and fix this white balance, because that's the problem. It's going to get real blue, guys. Hold on. We're going to bring it in. There we go. Apply.
Yeah, it looks like
looks natural now.
In the middle, yeah.
Yeah. I'm back. She spends an outrageously enormous... Yo, she was bragging about $500 bottles of wine. And now they were downing 10 to 15 bottles between her and her friends of $500 a bottle wines. Okay? No wonder the man was going broke. She was drinking $5,000 to $6,000 in wine. And she said that was a minimal week. Right? So the average seems, off of receipts and stuff, to be $16,000 to $17,000 a week on wine and other alcoholic spirits, just for her side of the thing. Johnny's side also had its own bill. He's no saint, but she wasn't spending her money. She didn't make that type of money in Aquaman. She had no other major roles before then. I mean, her real bread and butter came off of Aquaman. I mean, it's sad to me. So the other thing is that like the whole they used the pictures. It's quite clear that they were. It's very clear from the very beginning she had no plans of this working out. Why else would she have been recording and taking pictures of stuff? From the immediate moment before her and Johnny Depp got married, she wasn't taking all these videos and things like that. The moment they got married, she started collecting evidence. She was offended at the idea of a prenup, right? She was very upset at that idea. Told Johnny she wouldn't marry him if I was Johnny Depp and a woman told me I'm not signing a prenup and she was worth $10 million and I'm worth 650, bitch, you can keep that pussy. I'm gonna go somewhere else. You can keep that pussy. Yeah, exactly. $160,000 in 2 years with one of the wine merchants. It's $80,000 a year, guys. I agree, Tarkin. Good to see you, by the way. Miss your faces. I just don't understand. Like, you had it good. You know how many women would love to have the ability to buy whatever they want and do whatever they want and wouldn't take advantage of it like she did? Like, then you got Elon. She fucking called him Rocket Man. Did you guys see that? In court, she had him labeled in her phone as Rocket Man.
It's kind of not caring about the other person.
Yeah.
Unless it was a nickname that he agreed with, but I don't think.
No, it's kind of belittling. We know the social usage of that is used to describe Kim Jong-un, right? People who are just kind of out there, and it's. And Elon was trying to be nice. He's like, I don't even care if I ever see you again. You know, you said that you were worried about Johnny being violent, and so I'm offering to give you 24/7 security. No, and you don't ever have to see me. I just want to make sure you're okay. And this bitch was a bitch to him. No, I excuse me. I'm not supposed to call people bitches. It's insulting to. I don't care. Amber Heard qualifies, and if YouTube wants to give me a strike for that, fuck you. So, it's just you can keep that pussy. Fuck that. I ain't got time for that. You know how many hookers I can hire for $600 million? Like, I can keep one on retainer.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry. I'm not about paying for it. But when you tell me that you want to get married, and I'm only going to be able to have sex with you, okay? So we're just assume that, okay? We're going to have a monogamous relationship, whatever. But even if not, but you're not going to sign a prenup, and I'm worth literally so she was worth 10,600,000. I'm worth 65 times as much as you. Meaning my wealth is 65 times what yours is at the moment, and I have residuals? No. Fuck that. And when we say 65 times, we ain't talking about like $650,000 to, $65,000. We're talking about millions. Millions. Fuck that. I ain't got time for that bullshit. Yeah, so that is hearsay. The biggest thing is that it's quite evident. There are plenty of pictures where Johnny Depp's injuries do not move. Bruised eyes. She clearly liked punching him. And it's always on the left side, right? Always on the left side in the pictures, which means she was catching him with them rights. It's fucked up, man. It's fucked up. Johnny Depp is a survivor of domestic abuse and domestic assault. It's that simple. And people like, oh, he's oh, now he got to be a little bitch. No, I ain't being a bitch. Yo, let me tell you something. Woman put their hands on you. You're not supposed to put your hands on them back. So they should feel the full wrath of the court system. There's no such thing. If it was inversed, right? There's a thing called assault on a female, right? That shit'll get you in trouble. Amber Heard talking about choking him, strangulation of a female. It's a literal law in North Carolina. It's a felony. There's people who said that she hit Musk. Musk has not commented on this situation, so he has refused to comment on that. Yeah, Musk, it was funny. Musk never had any type of swelling or other issues when he wasn't with somebody, and then he got with Amber, and all of a sudden he had like some cheek issues and a black eye issue and a big lump on his head issue. Am I frozen for everybody else?
No, you're good for me.
Oh, see? Everybody else says I'm good. Well, yeah, she dated well, they weren't dating. They were seen together multiple times. They were seen together multiple times. They had a brief romantic relationship, but it's quite clear that while she was with Johnny, she was also cheating with Elon Musk. I mean, him and Grimes have an open relationship, and she's talked about how they're on again, off again. Just Luna things. Absolutely. So yeah, guys, I put a lot of work into this new system. So hopefully you guys like it. It's gonna get better. I got a few things to still work on and get done, but I was toiling through it. But I just don't know what to think anymore. Like, as we move forward, hopefully this redefines for some people and brings them off that extreme of believe all women, and they start to realize, think about it this way. Johnny Depp has a shitload of money. He can afford plenty of attorneys. He has residuals. No matter what, Johnny's not going to go broke, okay? He has merchandising assets. He owns rights in every last one of his movies. He has residuals for a long, long time. If this happens to him, what do you think? Think about the empowerment that we've given to certain individuals, that they can claim that they've been victims of sexual assault or domestic violence. They get all this attention. They're instantly alleviated of any responsibility of anything they've done. And the other side is forced to basically prove that they didn't do it. All right? I know of at least 2 men in the last 7 years, besides myself, who had an issue where I'm the one who got the domestic restraining order for a domestic violence against the other person. And they attempted to me until I put out the text messages showing where they tried to extort me for 10 grand. But by the way, guys, don't put extortion demands into text. It's just a bad idea. Also don't threaten to kill the person if you see them again, because they hurt your feelings. Guys, he has a huge fandom. He's never going broke. But imagine being a regular man with regular means up against something like this. Imagine that. There's so many agencies that represent women in these situations. Imagine being a man on the other side. This is what I'm telling you guys. Men, and this is nothing I know. Listen, guys, the majority of my viewers are females, all right? And I get that. But men in the workplace, don't have meetings alone in a room with females. Don't put yourself in a situation with a female you don't know or you're getting to know, where you're alone with them in a situation where you can't prove anything. Guys, cameras in your house are not a bad thing. Cameras outside your house are not a bad thing. You can't put them in the bathroom, so don't do that. Okay, that's bad.
Anywhere that's privacy.
Anywhere,
you can't put a camera.
Yeah. But in your bedroom, absolutely legal. As long as on your door you have the little camera and says you may this 24-hour surveillance inside, they can't do shit about it. Cover your ass, and that's nothing against women. Women do it too. Listen, it's impossible to prove a negative, right? and you'll hear this, me and Matt or other attorneys talk about this when I'm talking with my attorney friends, that it's impossible to prove a negative. All right. And I love every last one of you guys. Yeah, I love every last one of you guys, but understand. Yeah, it was just, it's insanity. And this guy that they were letting let ramble, just let him go. He's not saying anything of substance. The problem you run into is if you let someone ramble and get into it, then you might open the door to allow other people to do that who might say something more substantive and sneak something in. Sometimes you got to worry about someone poisoning the jury by rambling, and then you let them go, and then they poison the jury with something they say. At this point, you really have to worry about that. Purposely poisoning the jury in order to get a mistrial, it can happen. Actually, I think that's what Binger was trying to do I honestly think that Binger was trying to set up a mistrial, and he got caught because he wasn't very good at trying to do it passively. That's my opinion. This is my opinion, guys. And unfortunately got caught, and if he would have caused a mistrial after he got censured the last time by the judge, then he would have probably had a ethics issue that would have gotten him disbarred, so he couldn't do it. But it's not uncommon, guys. Anyone can be victimized, guys, and the thing is that men are often not represented. For example, we mock men who come out and say they're victims of domestic violence. It's happened multiple times now. Men get laughed at and mocked and everything else, but then Me Too started, and the whole domestic violence, believe all women. Well, believe all victims. How about that? And how about we don't believe anything that someone says without proof? How about we listen? Listen to all victims. Hear all victims. And hear all accusers. I don't even like the word victim. A victim automatically assumes that something has actually happened to them. I'm down to listen to anyone who accuses someone of something, but I also want to require proof. This man's life was destroyed. My career was temporarily destroyed for like 3 months, right? I know two people, and I was getting into this. I know two guys right now. I've been to their house. I'm around all the time. I've stayed with them for a month and a half, right? And both of them are going through divorces now. And as soon as they're getting a divorce, all of a sudden, their wives are now saying that they're somehow domestically abusive. And I've raised questions as to whether they've touched their children inappropriately. Didn't ever raise this issue before. Never saw anything. I only saw abuse from one side, and it wasn't them. It was verbal. It wasn't physical or anything. But all of a sudden, they're talking about how abusive it was, and there was yelling every day. And yeah, from you, not from him. So, at the end of the day, you got to really think about how that's going, how that works out. All right, moving on. So, by the way, guys, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. I appreciate every last one of you. We're going to go to the New York Post real quick and see what's going on today. So, all right. Oh, they found out the cause of death for the people
in the vacation place.
Yeah, in the vacation place. Let's get that. Yeah, let's talk about that. I haven't really read much about it. Don't really know much about it. So this will be something good to get going.
It's like
with.
the second time something like that's happened in in a place like that.
All right, cause of death revealed for 3 Americans found dead at Bahamas resort report. The Bahamas' largest newspaper claimed in a report Monday that carbon monoxide poisoning was the cause of death for 3 Americans vacationing at a Sandals resort on the island. Damn. Yo, guys, always make sure there's a carbon monoxide detector. That's all I can say on that one. That is all I can say on that one.
You gotta make sure it's up to date every 10 years.
Yep. Well, that's crazy. Illegal nutcracker drinks selling for an inflated $15 at a pop at NYC beaches. Hey guys, when I was a kid, when we were in St. Croix, We would literally get baby coconuts that we got for free out of trees, tap those motherfuckers and put straws in them. Get a big bag of like the little scrunchy straws, like the big bag of them for like, it was like $1.25. And we would literally go, we would climb the trees, we would get the baby coconuts out, we tap them because baby coconuts have milk in them, and sell them for $5 a pop to tourists. It was great. We'd have like 20 or 30 of them. We'd make like $150 and go to the arcade, and all of us would play all day. It was great. So, oh, that other thing happened. Oh, we're going to talk about gas prices too, because that's the shit that's killing me right now. My pocket is empty because of that shit. So, all right. So, carbon monoxide poisoning. Cause of death revealed for 3 found in Bahamas. So, they came back with the toxicology reports, all that good. One of them was hospitalized but recovered. So they're looking into the air conditioning stuff, but basically they don't know what caused the carbon monoxide poisoning. They just know that they died from carbon monoxide poisoning. So guys, make sure your hotel rooms have carbon monoxide detectors and that they work when you go there. It's very important. Dude, it is $4.41 for regular. It is
Jeez.
$5.73 for diesel. Now, I have to take my son back and forth to appointments. I have to go constantly to go tend to him and deal with some stuff in my life. And it's insanity. It is straight up insanity.
For just my car, it's $385 right now. It's the E85 stuff.
Yeah, no, it's crazy, dude. We're not going to go into AOC. We're just not going to talk about it, guys. Violent crime is at an all-time high in most urban cities and is falling greatly in urban area, in suburban areas, and rural areas. Take that as you want, but most cities have been controlled by Democrats for ages, and in the ones that are affected the most, those states have been controlled by Democrats for at least 20 plus years. So take that as you will. If you want to agree that their policies lower crime, find me a state you can show that to me. But we're not going to hop into that today. We're going to try to keep it a little bit lesser. A little bit lesser. Prices for alcohol are rising nationwide, even reaching the bootleg market of Big Apple as nutcrackers, an illegal boozy beverage sold by park and beach vendors around NYC. Summertime favorite since the 1990s, a dealer's choice concoction of fruit juice and liquor in a plastic bottle used to sell in 8-ounce bottles for $5 or 12-ounce bottles for $10. Boom. Oh my God. Guys, that's Bed-Stuy. If you guys don't know how to say that, that's Bed-Stuy. Sunday, Sydney Pariah, a journalist at Hellgate, tweeted that she saw the under-the-radar drink being sold at that 50% markup inside Prospect Park. Damn. Man. So it looks like even alcohol prices are getting out. So, guys, here's the thing. Most of the time, if gas prices go up for some random reason temporarily, it takes a little while for that to trickle into the goods in the store and stuff. So you can adjust your budget to sort of absorb the increased cost, and then and adjust in other places if you're on a fixed income or you're on a razor tight income like myself. And then usually those prices will come down, and then the inflated price will hit your prices on your food and stuff. You can just adjust. You can make some simple adjustments. The problem is that this is caused by inflation, along with the gas and oil companies being like, well, the price is going up, they're going to be angry anyway, so let's see how much pain we can get. Because they don't mind pushing certain people out of the people who can actually purchase gas, as long as that they make up for it in the amounts they make, right? So if I lose 100 people, but I make 1,000 times more profit than they were providing me, it doesn't matter to me if I pushed 100 people out, because I'm still making more money, right? If I'm making $50 more per person, and that pushes me out of people who are paying $20, doesn't matter. I'm still making 30. So yeah, time to start in only motherfucking fans. Absolutely. Northern Lights was like, yep, time to start. Absolutely. Actually, there's one chick off Teen Mom or something who's literally joking about that. I'm not sure it was such a joke. I think maybe it was a probe to see how quickly they could get it done. So, if anyone's actually interested. So yeah, it's insane to me. It's just insane. So let's see what's going on in chat. Oh my God, 511 by me. Yeah, bro. I'm gonna buy a horse or steal a horse. Either way, it's cheaper than a car right now. I don't know. If you actually had to buy the horse, it might not be cheaper. And with the way oats and hay is going to go up, yeah, I'm not sure about that either. Tarkin redacted a message. What'd she say? No. Imagine the person that lived survivor's guilt to the max. Yeah, dude. About the people who died at the hotels? Yeah. What did Tarkin say? See, I have no context now. It's 4:39 here. I don't know about special or diesel. The gas is too damn high, and I'm tired of the government saying we should be happy about it, says Tarkin. God dang right. Inflation's a good thing. Oh, inflation hurts the rich. No, it doesn't. It increases the valuation. Okay, so guys, when inflation's happened previously, even when it was temporary, the inflation of real assets, such as houses, right? Property, things like that, that inflation is never fully receded. Meaning that if you have real property, things that don't go away, they're going to still be worth more. And it means more to people who have large amounts of high capital assets. Rich people. Inflation does not hurt them. They do not give a fuck if they have to spend a few bucks more on their shirts. Because that's the thing. This idea that billionaires somehow push the economy forward. Let me tell you something. Does a billionaire buy more shirts than you? He may be able to afford nicer ones. But he doesn't buy more. He still buys what he needs. And he's a capitalist. He's a man of industry. He's going to buy what he needs. He may buy it a little bit more extravagantly. He may have a few more. But he's not going to... When you are sitting there and you have wealth that's 65,000 times more than someone... You aren't buying 65,000 people worth of shit. Okay? It's just not fucking happening. Right? So, it's that simple. They don't stimulate the economy like that. They also have 65,000 times the wealth of a normal person. And for those who don't believe me, here, let's go to calculator. Now, guys, average household in America earns $55,000, right? So we're going to keep it on these numbers, and then we're going to times it by 65, and then we're going to times it by 1,000. When I say they make 65,000 times more, that means anyone who has more than $3.5 million. There's a lot of them. Okay? If you have this much wealth, you have 65,000 times more money. You make 65,000 times more money than the average person. I want to put that into perspective. When you reach 3.5 million, you make $65,000, 65,000 times more than the average person does a year. Tarkin says, yeah, trickle-down economics doesn't work, right? It works when you influence them to spend the money, but here's the thing. As a business owner, okay, as a person who's owned successful businesses, I'm not doing so well right now, but as someone who's owned successful businesses, do you know when I hire someone? Only when absolutely fucking necessary. I'm going to push my existing staff to the point where I can get the most work out of them. And then I'm going to hire someone. Why? Because you don't make money just by hiring people who sit around. It's not how that works. Contrary to popular belief, right? Contrary to popular fucking belief. And I'm not going to get into the whole oligarchy thing or anything like that. I have no problem with people making money. But we also need to make sure that it's incentivized for them to spend it. And not on personal things. I mean, I want them to be spending it on investiture, opening up new businesses, starting new ventures. I want to emphasize that I have no problem with people making money and gaining money. The problem I have is when the top 5 richest Americans in the United States pay hardly any taxes. And then at the same time, yeah, I'm sounding real liberal right now, aren't I? Because I'm a fucking liberal. When they pay hardly any taxes and they're basically hoarding their wealth. They're not spending it. There's no influence pushing on them. Like, hey, if you hold on to this money, you're going to get hit with more taxes. They have no reason to do it. It doesn't make any sense. I'm all about some capitalism type shit. But I'm not about ultra capitalism. And I'm not about the top 5 richest Americans holding 8% of all American wealth. 5 people hold 8% of all the wealth of America. 5 people. That's fucking ridiculous.
There's an art like auction on TikTok, and some paintings were getting sold for like $9 million just for like an artwork.
Also, I don't give a fuck what side you're with. Joe Biden's son is not an artist whose paintings demand $750,000 to $1.5 million. Just had to put that out there. Ah, man. All right. So let's look. What will Kate Moss testify about in the Johnny Amber Heard defamation trial? On Wednesday, Kate Moss will testify in court how her ex-love, Johnny Depp, once swept her up and carried her after she slipped downstairs. British supermodel 48 will give evidence via video link from London in the defamation trial between Depp and his ex-wife Amber Heard. Moss will be the first of the actor's exes to give evidence in the case that's gripping the globe. Anyways, a source once familiar with the case told the Post that Moss will recount an incident when she was walking down some stairs in Jamaica. She was wearing flip-flops and she slipped on the last 2 stairs. Johnny caught her and tended to her. Moss was drawn into the legal drama when Heard, 36, told the jury about a March 2015 fight during which she punched Depp, 58, in the face out of fear he was going to shove her sister Whitney Enriquez down a staircase. Kate Moss will reportedly tell the jury in his court case against Amber Heard how she fell, because it was implied that Johnny had pushed her down the stairs and fucking go ham. Everyone can't be the boss. We need workers too. Hey, I'm totally down for everyone to be a motherfucking entrepreneur. And let me tell you guys something. Here's a secret I learned. So guys, when I would go on, even now, I ace interviews, right? I get job offers. They go into HR and HR says, fuck you. Okay. Here's how it is. You are a product. Okay. You are offering a service or good. You are a business, whether you want to see it that way or not. You are a business. You are offering a good service or product. All right. You walk into that interview selling. You're selling your services. You're selling, what can I do for you that other people can't do, or that I'm better at doing than the other people you're looking at getting to do it for you? You are a vendor. You are a business. You are a business owner. You are a business owner of yourself. All right? And the thing is that, form yourself. And I'm telling you guys, learning how tax code worked did amazing things for me in my asset management that gave me the ability. We've talked about some of the numbers that I've had to go through. My bond was $250,000 cash. Okay. My lawyer was $80,000 cash. All right. My private investigators have been over $26,000 cash. Okay. I had plenty of credit card debt beforehand. I still have over $40,000. I haven't missed a payment. I think I showed that to a few of you. I haven't missed one payment, even with all the situation. I have over $30,000 in credit card debt still. Guys, now I can't use those credit cards. I've locked them because I can barely afford to pay them in their minimums. But I've still made it happen even with everything going on. All right. Now, I was able to have that level of resources because I looked at myself as a business. Found yourself an LLC. Go find corp to corp contracts. You can do that shit. And keep your money in your corporation, all right? Or do whatever your tax advisor tells you to do. But understand, you buy a car, lease it to your company. You can do that shit. So for my for my tech businesses, right? I would buy the servers and lease them to my company for more than I was paying for them. And then I would write off the depreciation, and my business would write it off as a business expense. So I would double dip, and I ended up making a profit off of a loss. Because my business would be able to write off the business expense. It would cost me nothing because the business was paying for it anyway. It would count as minor income to me, which was capital gains taxed, and I was able to write off the depreciation. Shit like that. Your car. Buy your car, lease it to your business. Nothing illegal in doing that. As long as it's used primarily for business and your personal use is accidental or incidental to the execution of business, consult your tax professional. But just understand there's ways around it. Like, there's a reason why if you buy a house, right? Buy a house, lease, you can buy a house inside of an LLC, all right? And you can hold the house inside that LLC. You can pay the LLC or the corporation. You can pay the corporation the rents, hold the rents inside, use it for reinvestiture, write off anything you do as a business expense, and write off your initial investment in the house as an investment in the company. Write it off as an investment. You benefit twice. Actually 3 times, because upkeep and maintenance is then an entire write-off. It's a business expense. Everything you do that house, replacing a cover for outlet to paint, everything else, things that you would eat as a normal homeowner, you can write off as a business fucking expense. And then as a person, I can write off the investment into that business as a write-off, as an investment write-off. It's ridiculous. The shit you can do. So, anyways, yeah, Harry, what? Meghan, Princess of Netflix, is so talentless, but wow, so rich now. John Echo. Meghan Merkel?
Harry.
Yeah, I kind of like her. I find her kind of annoying, but I kind of like her. I don't like the royal family anyways. And they were kind of racist towards her. I know some of the stuff that happened accordingly. Now, they overblew it and they tried to use it, and the whole Oprah thing sort of rubbed me the wrong way because I think there were some lies told there. But I know that supposedly, allegedly, Prince Charles had some unfavorable things to say because she was black. So, fuck him. Everything I did is reviewed by a tax attorney. And it is all lawful. Lots of companies lease their equipment. Lots of people lease their stuff to their equipment. They buy it personally and they lease it to their companies. You can absolutely do that. As long as that equipment is used in the course of business, that's all that matters. From what I understand. Again, consult your tax professional. And I've been audited 3 times. So, and I passed every last one of them. The big problem for me is because we invest in small companies. We run into issues where the IRS disagrees with our evaluations of those companies, and that's been where I've ran into issues. I mean, I'm probably broker than you are, Jim. Poor is a state of mind, guys. There's always a hustle. I bet you right now, if I needed to, if I absolutely had to, I could make $60 instantaneously without selling anything that's personally mine. Actually, it's summer. I know I could do it. I could probably do it Sunday. Find a baseball game or something, Go to Sam's Club or Sam's Mart and find the ones where the water bottles are maybe like 35, 45 cents a piece. Okay. You'll get like 60, 70 of them. You got to have a little bit of upstart cash, but buy that giant pack of water bottles. Grab some coolers. You can find them at yard sales. But get a good, nice cooler, bunch of ice. Dump that ice in that bitch. You can get ice for free from some places. Some places will just let you get ice. You don't even have to buy it. Take that ice, right? Throw it in a cooler. Throw it in there with the water bottles. Get as close as you can early to that sporting event before it's even going to happen. Keep your coolers of ice in the car. Take out that cooler. Bottles of water, $1 a piece. I take Cash App. I take Zelle. I take cash. Any way you want to pay me, I'm going to take it. If you got PayPal, I'll do that too. Just send it as a gift. $1 a piece. All right, so you put in $70, right? For that, you got 140 bottles. You sell all 140, let's say, in just a few hours. It's hot as fuck outside, right? That's made $70. You can do it. You got to put in the work. Then next time, you do it with that and soda. And you charge $2 for the soda and $1 for water. I'm telling you, shit works. Hustle. It sucks. You're going to be out in the heat. You're going to be sweating like a dog. You're going to be looking ragged as shit. Hustle. Yeah, just sit in the parking lot. You ain't got to walk around. You can do that shit. I'm telling you. Yeah, Jim, I feel you, man. We can talk later. I was feeling kind of that way earlier. It's all good, man. We all hit those bottom rocks, especially me. I know you got a lot of health
Mine
problems, man. I
last-
appreciate you.
My bottom was for 2.5 years, so it ain't fast either.
We all been there. So, I mean, guys, you can hit that hustle hard. It's that simple. And I've been blessed. I've had people help me and shit, and I'm trying to focus on bigger things. So, anyways, let's see. Where can we go here? Let's transition on out of that Meghan Merkel bullshit. Guys, this is just a random shoot the shit type stream just because I really haven't had a lot of research time today. I've been going through some own personal shit of mine. The AG's office has not been responding to my attorney, so we don't know if we're going to trial on August 8th, but it ain't looking good. It's definitely not. I would put my money on we don't fire, and that means that this shit's just going to keep going. So it's just going to go. It's just going to keep going. Capiche. Anyways, man, I need to take a break, but I forgot to create a be. You guys want to watch me create a be right back? A be right back screen. We're gonna do it. We're gonna create it. We're gonna go there. We're gonna make it happen, rapping captain. How do I do this? Okay, so let's take it out of studio mode. So let's go out of studio mode. All right, and then we're gonna create a new scene, and we're gonna call this BRB. Then we're gonna hit OK. And then we're going to add a new source. Actually, let's go here. We're going to go to browser. Nope. I'm going to do media source. We're going to go add existing. We're going to do red background. Okay. Then we're going to do right click. And we're going to do add. We're going to add our black background. Media source. Add black background. Okay. And then we're going to go right here and we're going to go to add media source. We're going to hit OK here. And we're going to go to browse. We're going to go to PG screen. Be right back. I'm going to go to WebM. We're going to do be right back and hit open. And here and do this and loop. Okay. Oh, Control Z. Delete that one. Remove. Yes. Add. Media source. BRB. Okay. Oh. Okay, it says name is already in use. BRB animation. Hit OK. Browse. Do main text. Hit open. Bam, here. Use hardware acceleration. Loop. Hit OK. Break time. Then we're going to add a timer. To add, we're going to do VLC video source. Add existing. Oh, wait, nope. Cancel. Add media source. We're going to say timer 10 because this will be a 10-minute timer. I already made it. Hit OK. Browse. Screens. Open. Okay. Image. BRB image. Okay. Browse. PNG. The text should be here by itself. I know I made it. I just don't know where I put it. Delete this. Remove this. All right. Add media source. BRB text. Okay. Browse. Do this. We'll do PNG. It's in the WebM. And VLC media player. There we go. Open. Tell it, hey, all this stuff needs to close when inactive. Okay. Here. Control C. Go back to be right back. And paste duplicate. Boom. And now, got all the goodies. All right. You said what?
No, I said that's looking more like a screen.
Yep. And then starting fixed, and we're going to go here. Oops. Paste duplicate. Oh, Control Z. Control Z. Starting fixed. I'm going to do text. Copy that. Paste duplicate. There we go. Bam. I'm getting better at this graphic arts thing. Just saying. It's eating the shit out of my
CPU.
CPU though, yeah. Gotta fix that. Okay, so that's checked. So select all of these, right click, properties, close the file when inactive, hit OK. There we go. I'm only at 39% CPU right now. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's perfectly fine. All right. And then actually, this might be the perfect place to do this. Hold on. Let's see what I could do here. Maybe I make this smaller. And I put the chat up. Yeah. Let's do that. Let's go back here. Just chatting. Grab YouTube chat, copy it, paste it here. Paste a reference. There we go. Properties. Oh, wait, because it's a reference, it'll fuck shit up. I'm going to have to delete it and just do another one. This delete. Remove, yes. And we'll add a browser source. Okay. Boom. Control V. And then width will be 800, 600. Okay. Shift. Bring this down. You guys are getting to see how the sausage is made. How the sausage is made. Then add image. Let's chat. Hit OK. Browse. Change the width here. Bring this down. Boom. Not the greatest, cleanest thing I've ever done, but it works. width on it much wider. $9.50. There we go. Boom. What do you guys think? Good enough? It's the best I can do.
Yeah,
There we
right
go.
there.
Beautiful. All right. Be right back. All right. I love my chat. It's fucking great. What the hell, man? Are y'all dirtying up my chat again? Like, what are you guys talking about? I am here. Totally here. I'm back again. I was talking to myself for a moment. Still gotta lose some more weight before I'm back to my appropriate weight. I shouldn't have shaved the beard yet. But guys, I'm down to 226 as of this morning. 41 pounds lost. Hell yeah. Well, I know you can hear me now. Absolutely. So I put a lot of work into the stream if you guys haven't been able to notice. So that'll be a thing. And then we'll have green screen. So even when I'm in this view, you guys will see how this room is supposed to look, not how it actually looks in the future. I mean, it's from a bar crawl, so yeah. Solemnly swear I'm up to no good. Yay, yay. Hey, that's awesome. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. So, I picked up some graphics and stuff that I hope aren't too distracting from the main thing. Like, it's minor movement and stuff, but I'm really put out. Yeah, I know my door is open. Let me go close it. Fine. God. So picky.
Hmm.
Water break.
A little bit behind the ball on that break because, having to fix stuff up live on the stream. You guys saw me make my Be Right Back. Someone was standing there staring. It's possible. It's possible. This is a co-work space. So, I happen to have an office in it. An office and some living quarters. Possibly, maybe. Yeah. Here I am. It's all good. There's worse things in this world. Gotta get this place straightened up, man. It's looking rough. It's looking rough. Technically, I could change this out to use my NVIDIA broadcast camera and background replacement, but what's the point in having a green screen if you're gonna do that shit? You know? I still look really white though. I'm not that white in real life. It's because of the super bright white lights. Let's change that. There we go. Boom. There we are. I have more of like a golden hue in real life. It's all right. Be throwing hands. Why would you throw hands if someone was just sitting there staring at you? Like, fuck it. If I look that good, I look that damn good, you know? It's okay. There's worse things in this world. Worst things in this world. All right, so back to where we were. Also, when this when my scenes cue, so like when the outro, when the when the starting cues, there'll be intro music. I have the outro music, and I also have the be right back music. So those will cue up when those happen. Our transition actually has sound. It's called a stinger. So we have a stinger transition, so we won't have hard transitions anymore that'll roll over. So, to pee or not to pee? That is the question. It is a great question, too. So. Anyways, looking like Uncle Fester in this bitch. So, Deucel, how you been, man? What's going on? Anything in the world that you want to talk about?
Not really. There hasn't been much, which is good. Uh,
Can be considered positive, yes.
the only things that I saw that were interesting was the East airline, the plane in China. Like they're starting to say, like with the what is it, evidence, it's suggesting that was intentional.
That what was intentional? What happened?
So you remember that East airline or East China airline that crashed,
Mm-hmm.
like nosedived?
Yeah. The
So they're
pilots where they're saying the
yeah
pilot was like possibly suicidal or something.
yeah, and they did it on purpose.
Yeah. That shit's crazy. I've been swatted and a lot of other things happen. I don't play well with other people. I don't know, staring at me in my house as Northern. Yeah, to each their own. I can't blame you for that if you've been swatted, It is what it is. Let's see. It says, what kind of shit is that? What are you guys putting in my general chat? Holy, what? I can't even show that on YouTube. Oh my, what is any medical history and on the item was rigid and non-distended. A CT scan was performed and showed a 10.
Summer sausage.
What? What? Are you guys? Discord is off the chain. If you're not here, you should definitely join. It's ridiculous. By the way, I'm going to be giving another streamer some sources. Shout out to John Echo. He because I'm not going to be streaming the war much more anymore. We're going to be doing Johnny Depp Amber Heard trial tomorrow afternoon until I have to go do some stuff with my son. But we'll be doing that from 9:30 until about 10:30, so for about an hour. I think that it's supposed to go the rest of this week, and then after that it's over with. I'll have to confirm that, but we'll be streaming it as long as I'm here. So, that's good to know that it's not your CT. Yeah, it's not your CT Northern. Thank you for letting the chat know that. Lord Jesus, what is wrong with you people? Oh, man, tonight is just a weird one, guys. There's just not a lot going on. It's been interesting. I didn't have a lot of time to prepare, so I appreciate all of you. There's also, let me just put it back in studio mode so I can make sure I don't show you guys anything too crazy. Yeah. So we will also during the stream, this will be the main screen, and you guys will see that I'll basically minimize down to the corner while we're talking about stuff, and then I'll come back whenever we're done. So, it'd be crazy. Johnny's supposed to take the stand tomorrow again. Interesting. So it says Johnny is supposed to take the stand tomorrow. So Johnny Depp's taking the stand tomorrow, and also they're playing the deposition of his ex, from what I understand. I didn't know about the Johnny Depp thing until just now, but That's interesting. Oh, in Ukraine news, a UN diplomat quit over the Ukraine war, and Russian UN diplomat quit over the Ukraine war and slammed Putin. That was a thing. Um, let's see. Uh, so there was two different articles, one from Fox News and one from The Guardian. We'll transition to that real quick. Um, so here we need to readjust the size of this. We'll get there eventually, guys. We'll get there eventually. So we're gonna. So top Russian UN diplomat quits over Ukraine, slams Putin. Russian diplomat reportedly has resigned from his post in opposition to the aggressive war unleashed by Putin against Ukraine and the warmongering lies and hatred coming from the country's foreign ministry. Boris Bondarov's resignation letter was published by UN Watch, which describes itself as a non-profit organization dedicated to holding the United Nations accountable to its founding principles. It basically says, "This is my name." In the MFA of Russia since 2002, since 2019 until now, counselor for the Russian mission to the UN office. For 20 years of my diplomatic career, I have seen different churns of our foreign policy, but never have I been so ashamed of my country as on February 24th of this year. He said on that date basically that Putin did some dumb shit, unleashed a war, and that the entire Western world has turned against them, and it should be considered a crime. And it's probably one of the most serious crimes ever committed against the people of Russia, including the brainwash, with a bold letter Z crossing out all hopes and prospects for a prosperous and free society in our country. He said basically the people who thought up the idea of the war have the ability to sail and go wherever they want in multi-million-dollar yachts, while thousands of Russians and Ukrainians are basically dying on their behalf. And he said, I regret to admit that over all these 20 years, the level of lies and unprofessionalism in the work of the foreign ministry has been increasing all the time. Today, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs is not about diplomacy. It is about warmongering, lies, and hatred. It serves the interests of a few. The very few people thus contributing to further isolation and degradation of my country. Russia no longer has allies. Yo, I wonder if he's going back to Russia, because, bro, if he does, he's probably going to Gulag. He's going to Gulag. He's a dead man. So I Love Target says he's dead man walking. Putin won't take kindly to that. Former Russian diplomat found dead in hotel. No, what they're going to say is former Russian diplomat and his family found dead from murder-suicide. Apparently, he stabbed himself 31 times. Because that happens. Yo, you guys, you know how many... since the beginning of this war, you know how many Russian oligarchs have been found dead abroad? Over 11. Just saying. Interesting time to be an oligarch living in another country. Northern said he's going to get disappeared. Yeah, he'll get disappeared real quick. Okay, so let's see what The Guardian says about this. So The Guardian says... issues public statement, never have been so ashamed of my country. He basically goes over the same stuff. He is the highest level diplomat yet to resign publicly from Russian foreign ministry over the war, which began in February. In a telephone interview with The Guardian, he confirmed that he had written the statement and submitted his letter of resignation. The decision was very simple. When you see that your country is doing the worst things and being a civil servant, you're somehow related to that. It's a decision just to terminate your connection. So this is where I get into where I talk to people about ethics, right? So you may not be making the decisions, but by being associated or working for a company or government that is making those decisions, you're basically endorsing them. And if you don't want to be endorsing that, then you resign. And it might be the reason why I may have left a pretty decent position at an energy company when they decided to dump tons of waste into the Dan River. Not saying that that actually happened by anyone. It just may be a reason, if it happened, that I left a company that I worked for. So, coal ash kills stuff. We're now calling on other Russian diplomats at the United Nations worldwide to follow his moral example and resign. basically the executive director of the Geneva Human Rights Convention, an organization UN Watch said. So I don't think they want to. I think they purposely want to stay blind to the truth. It's very hard to accept that you're responsible for the butchery of a people. And that was in response. Northern Light said, "Oh wow, watching Russia crumble slowly and is crazy. The people on the inside must have their eyes getting slowly unclouded." I think they want to stay blind. I don't know about that. We won't know the truth about him. They will say he's been moved to Siberia. Yeah, to move to Gulag in Siberia. He's just going to commit some embezzlement or some other financial crime and be sentenced to, over a decade in prison, and then it'll be extended for something else, and they'll pull another Nevaeh. So, Bondarev, a counselor on arms control at the Russian diplomatic mission in Geneva, said the Russian diplomats have similar feelings about the war, but are unlikely to speak out. Yeah, because they'll get fucking disappeared quickly. Wonder how old this guy is. He might die from a heart attack. Totally unrelated to Putin. Asked whether he had asked for asylum outside of Russia, he said, "I think that if someone offers to help in this difficult situation, I think it would be very gratefully accepted." He did this knowing he could be sent back to Russia.
Does he want to change?
As to returning to Russia, he said that would not be a very good idea right now. Oh my god. Holy shit. Those who conceive the war only want one thing: to remain in power forever, live in pompous, tasteless palaces. Yep. He's a career diplomat. We knew that. And, yeah. During the time, he said he stayed on as a diplomat even as relations deteriorated with the West because he felt there was some room for diplomacy, some room to go back to normal somehow. But after February 24th, we just jumped into an abyss and there can be no going back to normal. Even he realized that there's no going back. This is an all or nothing war, by the way, guys. So here's the thing. If Ukraine wins, right, Russia's learning and they're starting to fix their mistakes, and it's kind of scary. I'll be honest. If we have to get on the ground and start training them more deeply and intensely, and we need to provide them replacement aircraft. They can't keep going without aircraft, but we also need to. There's a huge training program that I'm aware of that's going on. I'm not going to comment on the specifics of it, but what I can say is that we need to provide them replacement aircraft, and it is possible that they could buy or lease F-18s and F-16s from the U.S. military, F-15s also from the U.S. military and other allies. But we have to get them trained on them, and so they can do coordinated, because that's what's going to really save this. They have to have air support, or else it's just going to be a war that never ends. But if Ukraine wins, we're basically going to have Ukraine, if they win this, will have the largest military in Europe outside of Russia. All right. And they'll be the most well-equipped military in Europe besides the UK and possibly France. Sitting right on the border of Russia, right? And they'll be able to be a buffer country, especially if they can kick Russia out and then reestablish their military bases. I also see that they're probably going to start building a lot more underground facilities. A lot of their military bases probably won't have a lot of facilities that are above ground. They'll have buildings that are entrances to them, but they're probably becoming smart enough to understand that the only way they're going to be able to have military installations and weapons depots and ammo depots is to put them in bunkers. Those take time to build, but they're doing it. So we'll see. I think Russia's going to get pushed back into the Donbass region. I think they've lost Kharkiv, they've lost Izium. They're starting to lose ground around Kherson. Actually, let's just go to we'll just go over that real quick. Understandingwar.org. So let's talk about the campaign assessment for today. Also, Russia's starting to lose the narrative internally. Russian nationalist figures are increasingly criticizing the failure of Russia's special military operation in Ukraine and are calling for further mobilization that the Kremlin likely remains unwilling and unable to pursue in the short term. The All Russian Officers Assembly, an independent pro-Russian veterans association that seeks to reform the Russian military strategy, called for Russian President Vladimir Putin and the Kremlin to declare war on Ukraine and introduced a partial mobilization in Russia on May 19th. The assembly said that Russia's special military operation failed to achieve its goals in 3 months, especially after the failed Seversky Donetsk river crossings. So that's where basically U.S. intelligence, along with the new artillery radars and stuff, allowed them to, with pinpoint accuracy, locate the crossings and hit them with artillery fire almost immediately. But what this also is a direct condemnation and critique of the war against Putin. Even though they want to increase the size of it and they're pro-war, they're still speaking out against the government. That means that now Putin is surrounded on two sides, and this is bad for him. It's going to make him feel politically cornered. You have the people who are on the side that we should just quit this bullshit and, secure the Donbass and move on. And then you have the people who are like, we need to invade and get rid of all of Ukraine, and both of them are unhappy with him right now. It's not a good position for him to be in. So, and I said that at the beginning, Northern. If you remember, I said the only way this is gonna see an end outside of absolute military action is that internally Russia is gonna have to take things back from Putin, and Putin's gonna have to get pushed out. No, absolutely, John, and we've talked about that also. So John says there's one weapon that Ukraine is using very well that has got them so much help is social media. Absolutely. So their social media presence, their use of the news and, war propaganda, the ghost of Kiev, Zelensky saying the famous line, "I don't need a ride, I need ammo." Bro, that was some gangster shit. I said that before, I'll say it again, some gangster ass shit. Has definitely helped. They have, and Russia fumbling. So they did two things. Ukraine did some really good shit to boost their morale and create heroes for them to rally around, and then Russia fumbled at the same time. And those two things really led to that huge indifference and power. And also, Ukraine wasn't afraid to destroy some bridges, which really helped them initially. So, it's really, really helpful. Extend the standard military service terms from 1 to 2 years. Okay, so they're also talking about for conscription when you're 18, it becoming a 2-year ordeal instead of 1. And they want them to basically build a new Supreme Wartime Administration. All this stuff is they're not gonna do that stuff. The DNR and LNR already do it kind of. So, the officers also demanded the death penalty for deserters. If they do that, they'll get kicked out of the UN. You can't kill deserters. The only way is if you're in active combat and someone deserts and you shoot them. I think that's about the only way that you can kill a deserter. You can't have the death penalty for someone who deserts. It's against the Geneva and UN charters. Assembly's letter may be a leading indicator of the elements of the Russian government and society setting informational conditions to declare partial mobilization. However, the Kremlin has so far declined to take the step, likely due to concerns over domestic backlash and flaws in Russia's mobilization systems. That is correct. So I've talked about this. If they do a mobilization, it becomes a full war, right? It signals failure, and Putin doesn't like failure, right? He couldn't do it in a special military operation. And also because it's not a war, forces can refuse to deploy to it. And legally. Now, they can be discharged from the military for it, but they can't be held on charges. Also, I don't think Putin has the political capital. If he tried to mobilize the military, it would be so costly. Right now, they're looking at a huge shortfall and a 20% downturn in their economy. They're not capable of mobilizing and paying for it. That's Belarus. They're not a signatory to the UN Charter. So, More Russians supportive of the Kremlin and the Russian invasion of Ukraine are beginning to criticize the Kremlin openly. That's really bad. Okay, really bad. Being openly critical, as in large numbers and groups. When you start to see that from the outside, considering the control of information and the flow of information control that the Kremlin and the Russian government have over their information, it signals things are not going very well. This could, as I said before, I think that this could hurt Putin and cost him power, because he has to deliver. Period. Because that's what's kept him in power. Them seeing him as the savior of Russia and who's pulled them out of, the decrepit USSR years after after he took power in 1999, and how he sort of made them a power again, even if it's in vision and not in reality, and brought back the power and honor and the ferociousness of Russia, and made them another world player. Well, they can't even take a small country. Ukraine, okay, small country is an overstatement. Ukraine is large by landmass comparative to other European countries. What it is not is large by population, nor by GDP. All right? I think the GDP was 155 million for 155 billion, I'm sorry, for Ukraine. Yeah. See? 155 billion. I'm a beast. Got this shit memorized. So, when we provide them $40 billion in military aid, which by the end of this we're going to have given them 60, almost 70 billion. We've provided them almost half of their actual country's GDP in fucking weapons. In weapons and training and military paychecks. They will have possibly the most well-funded, the most well-armed and well-trained military in Europe outside of the UK. And I'm not talking about the Navy. They're not going to be able to buy naval forces and get their naval forces trained. It's just not possible. Like, when I say that, I'm not talking about naval forces. If you exclude naval forces, France and Italy no longer count. Yeah, there's only about 40 million. I think it's like 400 million, not 40 million Northern. The Ukraine population. What? Hold on. What? Yeah, you're right, because 400 million would be larger than the United States. 40 million people.
43,245,000.
There's 44.4 million people. So,
Oh, it actually declined.
well, the only official numbers are from 2020. So, yeah, they actually have had a declining. They had 52 million people in 93, and then it's been on the downward trend since. So, Poland has been pretty steady. Germany's saw a small dip in the middle of the 2000s and then started to increase again. But yeah, I agree. Putin has always appealed to the pride of the people of Russia. This debacle in Ukraine has severely hurt it. He's got to do something to restore the Russian pride. Absolutely. I mean, it hurts to be to take a loss. It hurts to take an L. He's built his entire political career on winning in some form. He's always been able to turn something into a win. It's very hard to turn a war that you lost into a win. The USSR was barely able to do it, and it was pitiful. People could see through it, even who were there, and they had absolute control over everything. And you didn't have the internet or smartphones, so I mean, it was 2 years ago. I think it's updated like every year, but it's like 2 years behind. So here, let's go to Worldometer. Damn. Looks like they were like at 43 million people. They've been going down. Going down, down in an earlier round. But it says 43,245,000. But the numbers are from 2020. Based on World Meteor Elaboration, the latest United Nations data. So, yeah. But they are the largest country in Europe, by the way. If you don't count Russia as part of Europe, which it's hard to because it covers 2 continents. They're Eurasian. The guy who Putin would like to come after him is kind of worse than Putin. He's more conniving. JT. J, the giant peach. Peach! I'm just going to start calling you Princess Peach. Sorry. I got to. So anyways, let's run DEPP's attorney Benjamin Chu to triumphantly pump his fist in the air and acknowledgement that Moss could be brought as an impeachment witness to the trial. By mentioning the alleged misconduct, Heard inadvertently allowed DEPP's lawyers to call the model as a witness. But the familiar source said Moss's testimony about her own staircase incident likely won't help Heard. Okay. So, yeah. So, back to what we were talking about. Sorry, I got on the wrong article and started reading some shit. More Russians supportive of the Kremlin and Russian invasion. Unidentified assailants continue attacks against military recruitment offices in Russia, indicating growing discontent. Guys, none of this spells anything positive for Russia. I'm looking for something here positive for them, other than they made some gains around the Donbass region in the very center of the cauldron. I've been watching this for a minute. UK Ministry of Defense reported that Russia has suffered a similar death toll within the first 3 months of the invasion of Ukraine as was experienced by the Soviet Union over the course of 9 years in Afghanistan. So, guys, the latest figures the ones you get from Ukraine posting are not accurate. They've always been inflated, at least from an infantry perspective. Personnel-wise, Russia's lost about 26,000 troops. Death. The big difference is those who are wounded, all right, or injured. And that sits around, the best estimates are around 45 to 48,000 troops. Some put it as high as 51,000 troops injured or wounded. I'm not sure about that in its entirety. With the rotation of troops, it's very hard to get at, but it is what it is. So let's see. The guy would take, I bet you're not. I'll be your number one with a bullet. I'll load a guard complex, cock it and pull it. All right, sorry. Had a moment. I think those were right. Southern Hemisphere at Echo. All right. So, yeah. All right. So let's talk about here. We're going to zoom on in here. So around Luhansk and Donetsk, they tried to creep in here. They made some progress trying to close this part of the cauldron. They've come halfway up here. They're trying to close this. If they do, there's a very large force of Ukrainian forces here in let's bring this over. Let's bring this over a little bit. Hold on. Let's go. Boom. Gonna do this and all right. So basically this right here, can you guys see my, oh shit, oops. All right. So yeah, right there. So right here, this is a very large force of Ukrainians. They're trying to cut them off right here to here. And between these two pieces, this piece is trying to push into these forces to try to complete a line here to stop them. This battle right here is meant to just hold them in place. This is a stabilizing force, this is an attack force, and this is a incursion force. So they're trying to incur, and what they want to do is the Ukrainians want to solidify this V-shaped line here, and they basically want to create an arrowhead to cut off the forces here while they have their forces up here. These forces are being crushed and exterminated up here by Kharkiv, what will happen is as this arrowhead comes up, remember I told you about creating the envelope? You create the envelope and you close it. So if they can create an incursion into these lines, these forces up here have to pull back or risk getting cut off. They want to close here so they can cut off the supply lines for the main force for the incursion that's at the arrowhead, right? At the very tip of the arrowhead, tip of the spear, right? It's literally a spear formation. The problem is that it's going to be very difficult for them to do, because the moment that this force right here tries to extend this way, they're getting attacked on their left flank, right? And getting flanked by artillery is a bitch, okay? Because what will happen is they're going to lay down artillery fire on you, and as you try to pull back, you're going to run into their infantry forces that are meant to sit there and protect their artillery. It's called a pincer. A flanking pincer movement, and it's not a fun position to be in. It really fucking sucks. And it's actually there's only one worse thing, and that's to be I don't want to say that because it's going to sound dirty, but pierce from the rear. And so pierce from the rear is where you get attacked from behind, but also you have a pincer movement that is on both the left and right edges of your flanks, right? So that's the only worse situation to be in than to be than to have a productive artillery flank while trying to project a forward movement. It's just really bad. I'm not going to get into all ideas of it, but forces that get caught in this type of scenario, they usually haven't won wars. So what happened? Example: Napoleon in his last battle, he got caught in an artillery in a flanked artillery movement, a flanked artillery pincer movement. Okay, it's much better than attacking from the rear, because as a force you can either go to the right, to the left, or you can split if you get attacked from the rear. When you get a rear piercing or pincer movement, you have nowhere to go, right? And so the forces in front of you, though they may be stalled, you can't stop attacking them, or else they're going to move on you, right? Now, with the flanking movement, you only have one direction to go. Well, as artillery, I'll just start projecting in front of you while you're brought up on your side by the infantry that's protecting that artillery, and then you have the force you were attacking that's in front of you pushing. It's horrible to be in. Horrible to be in, because that infantry can move even if you start to move backwards. If you move outward or away from the artillery, they then move in front of you, which pins you down, because you don't want to walk into a line of artillery fire while you're sitting there facing armored or mechanized infantry. And it's just a really bad and shitty. And if they have an active air force, which is why it's very important we get them planes, right? What will happen is you're stuck between the wall of infantry, wall of artillery fire, wall of original forces, or the movement you're trying to make, right? No matter where you go, you're screwed. You only have two directions, and then all the planes do is they just sit there and they strafe through the center and they drop bombs on your ass, and you're fucked. All right, it's a really bad position to be in, right? What you want to have is when you do that, when you see that start to happen, what you want to do is you actually want to spread into two different formations. You have a formation that goes up and outside, and you have another formation that presses back against the wall of infantry. All right, and then what you want is this secondary force right here needs to come up and flank, so a counter flank onto the infantry and collapse in and push them into the area where you were trying to go in the first place. Okay, and then you break off a small detachment and you go handle the artillery. All right, so does that make sense? Basically, you want to create a force that stops them from following the break off a secondary burst, push in on the wall, right? Push in the wall, and then what you'll churn and deflect. So the ones that were facing, they'll move sideways, and you'll basically move like that. It pushes the flanking force in front of you to the direction you wanted to go anyways, right? And then you just send off a small deterrent to go and attack your artillery pieces that were attacking you. And now they've lost their protective infantry units. So. And usually what you want to do is you want to send helicopters and tanks to clean up the remainder forces, and then that small, usually cavalry, right? So you'll basically, cavalry now is helicopters, so you'll have air assault type individuals with that break off. I think with the current situation of air power, that wouldn't be possible. So in that instance, you would want mechanized infantry or counter artillery. Also, unfortunate for Russians, their artillery range is no longer equivalent to the Ukrainians. Our M777s outperform their artillery by about 20 kilometers. So, fuck them. It's really weird to be explaining this to civilians. So anyways, so what's Ukraine trying to do? Okay, we've talked enough about the Russian position and where they're at and how they're kind of screwed in the area where they want to progress and why they're not making any progression, and that's just from a stratagem perspective. Also, it requires complex maneuvers to do the thing I was talking to you about, and Russia has, let's just say, they haven't shown the best ability to execute complex maneuvers. Shit, they can't even do complex singular operations in one direction, let alone break-offs and secondary movements and counter movements and coordinated movement of BTGs. Ugh, it's just fucking ridiculous. I don't know how they've lasted this long as a military power, with the inability to do these things. These things are things that we practice all the time. These instances, like you go to NTC and you practice this shit. So, sorry guys, I feel like I have excuse me. So what's Ukraine doing? So we were talking about this. If they can create a division here, and so now they're creating the formation of a pocket. If they can cut off this, they can regain this territory, and that's really what they want to do. They want to wipe out the access from the north to resupply Luhansk. Okay? The roads over in this area right here are not very good. There is a primary highway that comes up here, and it's like a Y, like a wishbone, and it comes up and it goes this way. All right? If they can cut off that Y going down into Luhansk, they can stop the resupply and lessen the ability for Luhansk to wage war. If they cut that artery, all the forces over in this area are fucked. They cannot resupply quickly or effectively. They no longer have this entry right here where you see the big zero around to really use. They can't use that highway. They can't use the wishbone because it'll be cut off. And you only have to cut it off here and then bomb the shit out of the roadway up through this area. It's really bad for Russia if this continues to happen. All right. So we were talking about down in the south, the horseshoe. So let's go down to the horseshoe. Come here. All right. So down here, we were talking about the horseshoe up here. They continue. They've disrupted it. It's just a straight back and forth between Kherson. Kherson's pretty much going to be leveled by the end of this. From shelling from both sides. Don't let them lie to you. Like, artillery shells don't give a fuck. They hit stuff, and they're dumb as fuck when they do it. Kherson has active. So if you look really close, you'll see that there's some blue here around Kherson. What is that? They've been dropping soft forces into the middle of the city, and they've been supporting. How do you put it? So they've been supporting partisans, which are basically resistance elements within the city. And so what they want to do is they want to disrupt from behind here in Kherson. They want to disrupt from behind and put these offensives on a wall, right? And push from both sides. They've been able to do these drops. We're not very sure how or what they did. I'm pretty sure if we do, it's pretty highly classified. And if I knew, I wouldn't tell you. I'm sorry. Love all y'all. The problem is that it's left the front up here towards Z-Town, as we always call it. Z-Town open, and so they've been able to make some progress up here towards Z-Town, but as they do that, they weaken their numbers down here. We'll see what happens. Kherson's probably going to get fully leveled. I expect them to start making progress as the Russian forces grow tired and weaken. Ukrainian forces do tire, but they don't tire as quickly. Why? Because they're on their native country and land, okay? They have the benefit of comfort of knowing the terrain and being at home. The Russians aren't at home here, okay? So the effect of war fatigue hits you much harder. Over the next month or so, you'll see that the Russians will start becoming more and more ineffective, and they'll have to rotate forces. I don't know if they'll have the forces to rotate, though. We'll see. So I expect this front to stay stagnant or to push in on Kherson, and I guarantee you'll continue to see partisan warfare happening here in Kherson. So let's see. Mariupol, of course, got taken in full. You'll see that there's some new dots of blue. These are just to maintain and stop the Russian forces from progressing towards Z-Town and trying to take the Dnipro River. Other than that, there's not much, guys. It's a whole bunch of bullshit. The biggest fighting is right there in the cauldron where the arrowhead is. So the good news is that you'll also see that the arrowhead has become less curved and more of a V. That means that the Ukrainian forces are being able. Let me go back into that really quick. Oh shit, that's whoa. All right, so you'll see that it has more of an arrowhead formation now, and that's not because of gains. That's because of losses. That's a positive thing. It means that Ukrainian forces are determining the shape and pace of combat and conflict, right? This isn't really important from a strategy perspective. It's important from a tactical perspective, right? He who determines the tempo and pace determines the direction of the war, right? Now, if you can match the tempo and pace and do it better, then that's fine. But if another force is determining the tempo, pace, and direction, matching that is very difficult, except for some of the most highly skilled military units in the world. Not just militaries, but military units in the world. It is not a good thing. All right. There are very few units that are able to take match tempo and direction when an opposing force is the one guiding it, because it's very difficult. You have to sort of guess and get in their heads. And again, we're not talking about brilliant strategists or special operations units in these areas that are highly effective. So there we go. Got that. Woot woot. That's all we got, man. Let's see if there's anything else interesting here. Nothing. South around Kharkiv, Donetsk, Popasanya, Savindex. Yeah. They're trying so hard. I gotta give the Russians credit there. They're trying. But trying doesn't matter. And they're losing massive amounts of forces. They literally lost 2 BTGs worth of vehicles. They lost 76 vehicles in an attempted crossing. 76. Yeah, it is what it is. Let's see. Assess control of terrain around sovereign desks. Yeah. I mean, they're trying. We'll see what happens. They are really pushing in these areas, but it's causing them to lose. And again, if the Ukrainians continue to control the tempo, the tempo and direction of combat, it's the tempo, shape, and direction of combat, this isn't going to matter much. Because while they're busy doing this, the Ukrainians are cleaning them up on all the other sides. So, all right. Now we go and we look around Izium and the Kharkiv area. These guys are about to fully collapse. They'll get pushed back into Belgrade. They're going to cut off the final Belgrade line, which is here. This is what I was talking about. This highway here, they'll no longer have it. And here's that V I was talking about. All right, and it actually comes down through here. So when I was talking about they need to cut it off here and it cuts off their lines, right? They lose that line and they lose that line because they're using this secondary line. There's a little bit of a highway that comes across here into this piece. And here's the wishbone right here. You just cut it off right here. You no longer can resupply. So they come up, they cut off Izium, and they cut off down into Luhansk, and they're fucked. Yeah. So I wouldn't want to be them. That's what I'm gonna say. Their forces can no longer resupply. Do. So again, they're talking about Kirsten Oblak's talking about the Russian forces still control checkpoints and other things, and this is just the back and forth around Kherson. You'll see again Ukrainian partisan warfare around here. The Russians have effectively stopped the formation of the completed horseshoe. Again, you can't, neither force, you can tell if the shape is matching what a force clearly wants to do, then you know that they're the ones in control of the tempo and battle. This just looks like a confuddled mess of bullshit, right? Which means neither side is winning, right? Neither side is being able to take the form that they want to take. And these are classical forms of military control. It's nothing too complex or crazy. But you can see here that neither one is achieving that. Ukraine had been achieving that, and then there was a counteroffensive here by the Russians to break that apart. If they would have been able to complete the horseshoe and start to collapse in on the left and right side, they would have been able to take Kherson. But that's not going to happen. And Nova Kharkova would have fell too. So immediate items to watch. Russian forces are likely to reinforcing their grouping north of Kharkiv city to prevent further advances of Ukrainian counteroffensives toward the Russian border. Yep. Russians will continue to efforts to encircle Severodonetsk and Lysychansk and at least the south, possibly by focus on cutting off the last highway connecting. Yep. Russian forces in Mariupol will likely shift their focus to occupational control of the city. Yep. Russian forces are likely preparing for Ukrainian counteroffensives and setting in for protracted operations in southern Ukraine. Yep. All the stuff we covered. All right. Beautiful. That's it, guys. Das a lot of bullshits. All right. Let's see. Oh, man. It says I have one person watching my live stream. There's no way that's right.
Because I'm here, and then you got...
Yeah, well, you have John, Northern, Tarkin, and Luna are all there. That's weird. I'm not making it up. Like, hold on. I went and I checked to make sure my feed was good. It says I have 2 people watching me.
No. Oh, do you think it could be they muted the stream to the YouTube instead of the tab?
It's weird. No, I don't think so. I don't think that's what that is. So, no, because John, Northern, Luna, and Jay's Giant Peach, I just think they're fucking me on my numbers. But it's okay. It's all right. I don't care. I do this for the people. It's not like I make money there. Money here yet. It's all right. Oh, man. Hey, guys, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. Let them know that you guys are my homies and that you don't appreciate them giving me bullshit numbers. I appreciate all of you guys for showing up. That's so crazy. Do you guys have chat popped out or something? That's so weird.
I haven't.
That's so weird. It doesn't matter. So, by the way, guys, make sure if you mute stuff, you mute the tab, not the player, which is fine. I don't care. I don't think anyone else is in here with us, man. I think everybody's watching live, my dude. Yeah, no one else is in here with us. So, yeah, I don't know what's going on there. It's insane. I just want to show people why I sometimes get discouraged because, like, I'm going to write a strongly worded letter to YouTube. Yeah, no, it's all good. Yeah, exactly. So, it's all good. It is what it is. All right, guys. Well, it is now 10:30. Thank you guys all so much for joining us. Remember, I love every last one of you guys, and you have value just by being alive. Every last one of you, you're amazing to me, whether we agree or disagree. But it's good that we come here, that we have conversations, that we talk. I'll be better prepared tomorrow. It's been great chatting with you guys, having this live stream. If you guys see a moment you think should be clipped, feel free to send me the timestamps. And yeah. Oh my God. And of course you guys start blowing up chat. But I appreciate all of you guys. It's been great. We are gonna go out on the new outro. So yep. And it has been amazing. I appreciate every last one of you. Peace. Don't. There we go.
What the heck, now it's saying 6 people watching? That's so broke.